Indiana had an incredible run, but also, the Oklahoma City Thunder had even a more spectacular, almost a perfect season, I would believe, from a team that I've seen. This is probably the most complete team I've seen in a really long time, probably back to when to the Warriors dynasty. So, and we'll get into that right now. So, like I said, we had Jaron. The NBA Finals was on Sunday. The OKC Thunder, they won 103-91 over the Pacers. They win their first title while being in Oklahoma City. This was our first, which is kind of crazy. This was our first Game 7 in the NBA Finals, Jaron, since 2016. We were in high school when the last Game 7 was. So, this was a grueling, hard-fought, finals from both teams, like I said. But again, we got to give Sam Presti and we got to give all those guys their flowers. He might have made some questionable decisions in the past, shipping off James Harden, shipping off, just blowing up that big three they had. But like I said, it paid off. It looks like it paid off dividend for them. So, and obviously OKC has had so much success in the Game 7s, and more important, like in the past postseasons, this year included. They're pretty unstoppable when it comes to Game 7s. And let's take a look at the box score real quick. SGA himself, he had 29 points, he had 12 assists, 5 rebounds, he had 2 blocks as well. He was 8 of 27 from shooting, by the way, but that was enough to get him Finals MVP. Chet Holmgren, he had 18 points, Darren, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, which is the most in a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, by the way. That's
OD.
Surpassing Kevin Garnett in 2010 and then Marvin Webster in 1978. People might, try to correct or whatever. I think when were blocks recorded? No, do you know?
That shit goes back. That shit goes back so far.
Yeah, but I know. Obviously, I think it was definitely after. What was it?
Maybe after.
After Will. Yeah, after Will's time for sure. That's when I think it. Yeah, I think that's that's probably after that. So, but again, 5 blocks. That's crazy. I mean, when I was watching that game, I seen T.J. McConnell try to go up against Chet a couple times. And I'm like, brother, he's like 2 feet taller than you. What are we doing?
He damn near was. T.J. McConnell did it himself in that third quarter. But I do want to say, not to cut you off, sorry. But
no, you're good.
Jalen Williams and Shea shot 15 for 47.
And I was gonna get into that because Jalen had 20 points himself, and it was a bit of a bounce back game for him because in Game 6 he struggled. He struggled in Game 6. What was it? He had a plus one of the highest plus minuses in NBA history with a minus, what was it, like 50 or 47, 50, somewhere around there. So yeah, he played terrible in Game 6, but he had kind of a bounce back. What was it? They shot, 87 times, and again, like the Thunder altogether, and like you said, both SGA and Jalen Williams shot half of those shots. So high volume shooters for both of them. Didn't even realize that. Yeah.
They shot 11 for 40 from 3. You're telling me if Tyrese Halliburton didn't play, they couldn't beat these niggas? We're talking 2 for 7 from 3, 2 for 9 from 3, 2 for 12 from 3. Like, they played like shit, low key.
Offensively, they played like shit.
Yeah, okay.
But
yes.
we'll get into the defensive side of things because Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso, yes, they weren't flashy, on the offensive side of the ball. They both had 3 steals each, Jaron. Both of them. They both played tremendous, defensively. And all together, even Lou Dort as well. Like I keep saying, the Dort chamber. He was putting a lot of people in that chamber for sure. If you look at the Pacers, it was nasty. It was nasty offensive performance for them as well. Particularly, protecting the ball. Pascal, he had 16, 4, and 2. Andrew Nembhard had 15, 5, and 6. Benedict Mathurin, he definitely stepped up when Tyrese went down. He had 24 and 13. Yeah.
No, there was a someone said, I forget which podcast, but there was a point where they said Pascal was subbed out way too long in the third quarter. Pascal was subbed out.
Yes.
TJ McConnell was subbed out too long when they should have been playing 48 minutes because it's Game 7 of the fucking NBA Finals.
They'll play 37 minutes.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of coaching decision that was. Maybe because who was it? Ben Shepherd actually got minutes.
Ben Shepherd got a hefty amount of minutes. I'm like, what are we doing?
Played 24 minutes only.
Miles Turner.
But Miles Turner only had like 6 points, so he kind of shit the bed himself. He didn't really kind of turn up for real. What was he? I think he didn't shoot particularly well at all either.
Possibly. That's the thing though. With Miles Turner, it's not always like if he's struggling on offense, his defense is always pretty consistent. So, I personally missed the game. So I missed Game 7. So I didn't see everything unfolding. But that third quarter, when I saw that they went
Crucial.
on a run, because OKC is a really good third quarter team. They figure it out after halftime. They were down 1 at halftime, and then they figured it out. So, if Tyrese Halliburton was on the floor, I don't know how much different it would have been, but they only lost by 12. So I don't know. It befuddles me.
It's definitely something to befuddle about but if we look at it, like I said, when Tyrese Halliburton went out, y'all, no, I know you said you didn't watch the game, but if you would have, even if you look at the highlights and you see how the Pacers played offensively, again, like I mentioned, they played like a chicken with his head cut off. They didn't know what they're doing. They did not know how to play basketball anymore. They just totally forgot. They had over 23 turnovers in that game, y'all.
21-7 on the turnover.
21-7? 21-7. The Thunder had 14 steals and 8 blocks as a team. And like I said, I mean, Chet had 5 of them. He contributed for 5 of those blocks. So they were poking around. And, like I said, not having someone like Tyrese dishing the ball and him being very efficient, passing the ball around, going up and down the court, like not having him there. Yeah, that just was a recipe for disaster. And when we look at this, this gives me a cause for concern for this upcoming season, for the 2026 season coming up for the Pacers as well. And then, you mentioned TJ McConnell. That man went crazy. Was it that third quarter? Was that it was the third quarter?
He went for 10 straight points.
10 straight points. Quarter. He even went out. And he got subbed out. I know we were talking about the entire. Why is he still on the bench? Get that man Shepherd off the goddamn court. He's not doing nothing.
Ben Shepherd played 16 minutes at 0 points.
Yeah, we shouldn't. He shouldn't have been.
He shouldn't took have been one shot. Like he was out there for defense, and I mean, obviously that didn't help.
I think his plus minus was -12 regardless. So he didn't
4.
really. Oh, it was.
TJ McConnell was -12, just simply because he was out there trying to do everything.
He was trying to do everything for sure, and then getting blocked by Chet multiple times doesn't help out when you're trying to go up against a 7-footer. That's not going to go in your favor. Chet definitely he stepped up. I had cause for concerns for him most of the postseason. Honestly, he seemed like he was definitely at least kind of disappointing me in terms of because last game 6. Chet got out rebounded by TJ McConnell. So I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? You're 7 foot, you're letting this little guy out rebound you. You know what I'm saying? And with this, I don't know what you were gonna say though. And then even with TJ McConnell, is this his contract year? Is he about to be a free agent?
I'm not sure.
Because if he is, a team would need someone like him. I think so.
Considering Tyrese Halliburton is going to be out for the most of the year, they're probably going to make it a point to re-sign him to make sure that they have a point guard. But I don't know when his contract is up, actually. I don't see it for whatever reason.
But, I don't want to stray away too far because OKC definitely, like I said, give Sam Presti his flowers. He most certainly deserves it for, developing this roster from being a 22, 24-win team, 2-3 years ago to, being at the top of the West the last 2 years and finally, having it all pay off. Like I said, OKC becomes the 7th different team, Jaron, to win the title since 2019.
That's good.
That's NBA disparity at its finest thing. Because, what was it? I think when we were in high school, we were just seeing back and forth between the Cavs and the Warriors at that point. Or, the Miami Heat and the Spurs or, somewhere, along that nature. It was just, a concentrated, 4 or 5 teams that were coming out the West and East. So, it's now seeing, a lot of NBA disparity. Now, you don't know who's going to, really come out and shine. Even any given day, it seems like in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? And then with OKC, they won a total of 84 games over the course of the regular season and the playoffs, which makes it tying them the third most all time with the 1996-97 Bulls. What was it? I think the 97-98 Bulls and then the 2015-16 Warriors are the only teams that have had, obviously more overall wins in a season. So.
Yep. 72-10, 73-9.
And with that being said, Darren, where do you rank? Is OKC, are they one of the top? Do you think they're a top 3 team, probably of all time, just for how this run went for them?
Hell,
I mean, they had 68 wins. That's
great, amazing.
And
we're talking all time. Are they beating the 2012 Heat? Are they beating the 2014 Spurs? Are they beating the 2016 Warriors? The 2017 Warriors? Fuck no. We talked about it. I think like in the past 7 champions, just those past 7, the only team that they would, I think, would 100% beat without a doubt in my mind was that Warriors team. They match up great against that Warriors team. Every other team that's won in the past 7 years was built just like them. Great through and through. The bench, the starters, everyone played their role perfectly, and everyone was great. It was a great season, but I don't think it puts them that high as far as all time.
You don't
wins.
think?
No.
And because they played the Nuggets this year, and that Nuggets roster is almost kind of similar to that Nuggets roster that won the championship. You don't think they could even?
Hell nah, because you missing KCP, you're missing Reggie Jackson.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They
missing,
did. They had more depth. They had more depth that year. They did.
What's Buddy's name that was on the Pacers, went to the Raptors? Fuck, I was blanking. He had the kid with the porn star. Not Blake. You remember? It was.
Ooh.
No, bro. Damn it. Now I gotta look him up. Hold on. Bro. This is remember they thought it was Blake Griffin's kid, but it ended up being some other.
Ooh, you gotta figure out who that is. You gotta figure out who that is.
Hold on.
That was his?
Bro, I'm about to. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
But again, I do want to just give especially that defense, like those. What is it? Those 21.
Pat something?
No.
Oh, I think what is it though? But for RKC, their defense capitalized on all those turnovers, Jaron. They had 32 points off those 21 plus turnovers that the Pacers had. And again, I just feel like it was a close game, surprisingly though, like I said. And then TJ McConnell, I thought he was gonna probably single-handedly bring that team back. Who was it?
Bruce Brown. God damn
Bruce
it.
Brown.
Bruce Brown was a very key part to that Denver championship. Yes, bro.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
I thought it was Blake Griffin's kid.
No, bro, no. It came out that was Bruce Brown's kid, bro.
Oh, man, you really.
Hey,
Bro, ball knowledge, man. I'm tapped in.
but Darren, my next question for you, like I said, well deserved for OKC. Like I said, I know I asked you if they deserve that asterisk because Tyrese was out. Tyrese did play majority of the series. Now, maybe if he didn't play the entire series, maybe we could be like, okay, the what ifs can be even more generated. But he obviously played.
He played most
6
of it.
games.
Yeah,
he played 6 games in this series.
And now that I think about it too, like it in that game 7, like Tyrese Halliburton went down, but they're a team that strives off of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
We got to look at Pascal Siakam too, but he only took 13 shots. Benedict Mathurin took 14. Once your star player, the guy who handles the ball most, goes out, you've been in this position before. He's won a ring. I would think, me personally, I'm not in the NBA. I can't sit here and say what I would do, but I'm gonna get up there and fucking fuck you. I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna chuck some shots. I'm like not chuck, but I'm gonna get up as many shots as I can. You know what I mean? Like I get it. They tried to keep the same flow of the game and keep the same game plan. But I mean, at some point we gotta look at the other star on their team. Like why you should have stepped up and did a little more too. He only had 16 points.
Most definitely. And then like I said, the offseason, we barely started the offseason for the NBA. Where do you think, both teams go from here? OKC, there's reports out that, I don't know, I can't remember who the analyst was, but he says OKC has the formula for the next 10 years to be, the next dynasty. What do you think for them? And then for the Pacers, they're not going to have Tyrese next year. And like I said, it was a cause for concern watching them play the way they played. And it looks like they're going to get dethroned in the East now. So,
I mean, as far as the OKC goes, OKC has too many first-round picks, and they've already got people on their bench that could start on other teams right now.
Light-skinned Duke Dennis?
Okay. But I mean, the Pacers, they're probably going to be bad. They're going to be a lottery team this year. That's just what it is. They're not going to do like what the Celtics are doing right now. I don't see them doing that. Because their team is, I think it's pretty well constructed. And as long as everyone stays on board, I don't know. Like you said, maybe TJ McConnell's contract expiring, maybe someone else's, but Miles Turner is as well. Damn, I'm sorry to change the subject. Does this change? Would Miles Turner still re-sign knowing that fucking Tyrese Halliburton isn't going to be there next year? I just thought about that.
Because I think we mentioned it before. He's always in the trade block. Talks every time. So now, guess what? I guess his name is going to be on the trade block again this upcoming season.
But yeah, they're going to be bad. I think they'll be bad.
I don't think they're okay. I don't think they're going to be lottery team bad. I think they're going to be playing bad. Like they're probably
fair enough.
Because the East. They'll be competitive for sure. I just think the East is still kind of weak of a conference still. I mean, teams are getting better. Again, the Orlando Magic, they're going to make some moves and definitely get better. I can see them being trying to get that 8th seed, 9th seed, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying?
I can
They're
see
still
it.
going to compete. They're still going to compete.
Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I definitely,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
definitely.
The Heat were in the plan.
And the Heat were in the plan, and
That's valid. That's fucking valid.
But I think, again, the Pacers are probably, I mean, what were they? It was the 4th seed this year, 4th, 5th, or something like that.
5.
They're the
because
5th seed.
They went.
They went to Milwaukee.
They went to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. So it's like, I mean, it's not like they were the number 1 seed. So it's like, it's not going to be that bad of a like regression for them. But again, they will probably be a playing team.
Yeah.
For the Pacers for sure. Like I said, the East is getting stronger as well. And then, like I said, we still got this draft coming up. Some of these teams in the East are in those top picks. So maybe the Atlanta Hawks. No.
That's crazy.
What's
Real
up?
quick, OKC still has some picks left too. So, do you
They
think
got
that
2
they
this
trade for how do the OKC Thunder get better from here, or do they just keep it with the same core because they're still pretty good? I mean, they just won a championship.
I think, well, because I think, from my personal belief, with the Boston Celtics, they had roughly the same core they had when they went on a finals run, and obviously you see what happened. Obviously, injuries, it plays a part, and obviously with Jason Tatum being injured, that didn't really help them out. I don't know. I don't know what, I truly don't know what they need. I feel like they're pretty complete of a team. Probably one of the most complete teams in the NBA. Like I said, that I've seen by far since the Warriors dynasty for sure. So it's like, just, I don't know. I don't know, Jerry, if you can let me know maybe. Yeah, I can't even say they need more depth because, I mean, shit, they got one of the best benches in the league. So,
I mean, OKC. Damn. they should just run it back as is. Considering that you have all of these picks and all of this capital, you can start the season and just with the same team, and it'll probably go the same way. They probably don't need to make any trades, but you can move some of your picks. You can move some of the players throughout it, before the trade deadline comes up this upcoming year or this next year. I think just run with the same team. Ultimately, if you were to ask me who would be the person you should want to move from or add someone else to, Chet and Isaiah Harden. Well, Isaiah Hartenstein was fine, but Chet was very inconsistent. But I mean, it's his first finals. He's a young player. I don't think you can really knock him too much for that. There's not too much to nitpick about.
you know
their
what
team.
player they have on their roster that didn't get to play at all because he got hurt, and I heard there's a lot of potential in him. Is Nokia? Topic. I heard he. I mean, I don't know. I've heard he has a lot of potential as a player, and I think
Serbians, man.
Them Serbians, man. They got something in their DNA for sure. So I think if he comes back, then they can develop him too. Like they got pieces still, man. They still got a lot of players. Like I mean, and when Chet was hurt, I mean, Jalen Williams, he played pretty well. I mean, he got his minutes and stuff like that too. But like I said, I mean, if they stay healthy again, I mean, who's to really stop them? You know what I'm saying? So
If they're gonna do anything, they would. I would like them to do some small moves, like the Caruso signing. It was huge for them, but it wasn't like a superstar. Don't add a superstar. Don't add someone that's gonna, fuck up your whole team and the dynamic. So like a Caruso, like a Hartenstein, those two players were pretty much the reason why they were able to take the leap. So I think if they do that and then just keep it like that. Also, trade deadline. Like, you never know who's going to become available at the trade deadline. So who knows? Maybe someone in the Western Conference picks up someone really big in the trade deadline, and then that makes OKC have to do something too. So things be shifting in the NBA all the time.
all the time. So I mean, and we just got to keep a close eye on. And like I said, congratulations. Like I said, the OKC Thunder, they won the NBA Finals. They got the championship. It's the first one in OKC. They won one with Seattle, but this is their first one. Probably first of many for sure. When we look back at it, this is probably a big what if finals for sure, and I love that we're getting. It sucks, injuries is part of the game, but having that what if there kind of sparks a lot of debate. And SGA, he averaged like 30 points this finals, Jaron. So I didn't even get into that yet. Like, is this finals MVP? Obviously deserving for him. Like,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He was the best player all year, the best player in the playoffs, and the best player in the finals. No mistake at how this year went for him at all.
And he had the scoring title too. So wait, I don't know what the stat was. I don't know if I think I don't know how many other players has done this though. Like you said, because he's the first. I mean, not the first, but he's won Finals MVP. He won Western Conference MVP, and then he also won NBA, like the MVP of the NBA. So it's like, I don't know where that ranks as part of other players that have done that.
I think only 4 other players have done it. I think that they talked about it that night. He either is the 4th or there are 4 other players that have done it.
And again, like I said, he averaged 30 points damn near the whole postseason. I mean, again, like the only thing that probably knocked him a little bit is a little bit less efficient in the playoffs than he was in the regular season. I think it dropped down a little bit, a couple notches. I think he was like averaging 45% from the field as opposed to, shooting roughly over 50% from the field in the regular season. Probably, attrition and stuff like that probably played a part. He probably was a little tired, but, but you for sure think, that was most deserving for him.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can really like complain or nitpick about is the fact that he foul baits and gets to the line a lot. But at the end of the day, he's trying to force the fouls. He's trying to force the contact and get the fouls, but the refs are the one calling it. So I mean, there's not too much you can do about that either.
I just seen a tweet right now. If Alex Caruso or Lou Dort had to guard SGA, the way that SGA plays, they're getting fouled out in the first quarter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh man. But like I said, man, congratulations to the Thunder. Congratulations to the Pacers as well for an amazing, run. That was probably some of the most exciting playoff basketball regardless. Like I said, this was the first Game 7 since 2016. Most of us were in high school during that time too. Let me know what you guys think about this finals run from both teams. Where do they both go from here? And like I said, just let me know down in the comments below.